NESN.com presents The Hurry Up.
Welcome into Week 13 of The Hurry Up. I'm your host, Rachel Holt. The 9-2 New England Patriots take on the 4-7 Los Angeles Rams at Gillette Stadium on Sunday. It's a tale of two very different cities. The veteran Tom Brady is in search of his 201st career win, and he's going up against the young rookie Jared Goff, who's making just his third career start. So will the record-breaking win come easy for Brady and the Patriots, or will it be harder than anticipated? We're going to send it out to Gillette Stadium with our very own Mikhail Vernava and Doug Hyde, who have more. Guys?
The Patriots defense made Ryan Fitzpatrick look almost good on Sunday, which is really saying something because we're used to seeing a lot of interceptions in his stat line, but on Sunday he was 22 of 32 for 269 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Doug, what was the Patriots' problem?
I think part of it was just the fact that the matchups weren't ideal for the Patriots out there. The Jets do have two very big receivers in Brandon Marshall and Quincy Enunwa, and Malcolm Butler is a 5'10 cornerback who wasn't timing his jumps that great, had some difficult matchups against Marshall and Enunwa, who both caught some really nice passes, and actually Ryan Fitzpatrick made some really nice throws against him. So he did allow 5 of his 6 receptions in the first half, so the Patriots did make adjustments there in the second half and did play much better against Fitzpatrick as the game moved along.
Now, the defense isn't atrocious, but it's certainly not great. And we've talked before about it not being so much of a lack of talent as it is the coaching staff not getting these guys to rise to the occasion. If they can't pick it up, will this prevent this team from getting to or winning a Super Bowl this year?
I don't think so. And like you said, they're not atrocious. They're not good. They're not great. They're somewhere in the middle there, mediocre, average, decent. But the NFL is just not overly strong right now as it is. I think that all those teams that you look at as being the top teams in the NFL, like the Dallas Cowboys, the Oakland Raiders, Denver Broncos, they all have their issues as well. And their issues might be even greater than the Patriots' issue. Dallas Cowboys don't have a great defense. Raiders don't have a great defense. Broncos don't have a great offense. So I think the Patriots are still the team to beat. And yeah, the defense definitely has been a bit of an issue so far, but Patriots are still only allowing the 3rd most points per game in the NFL. They're 9-2, so I think part of this is just you have to nitpick at a team like the Patriots. So I think that's what is kind of happening here, but definitely will not prevent them from winning a Super Bowl. Seattle Seahawks obviously played the Patriots very well. They beat the Patriots here at home. Seahawks lost to the Buccaneers 14-5 on Sunday. So it's not as if they don't have their own issues. Every team has issues.
So not so much a need for personnel changes, but just a need to step it up. So we'll see if they can do it. Doug, thanks.
It's Week 13 of the football season, or more importantly, the fantasy football season. I'm joined now by Darren Hartwell with a look at some of this week's picks. And just remember, the Cleveland Browns and the Tennessee Titans, they're both on byes this week. So if you had Marcus Mariota, you're looking for a quarterback. If you had one of the Browns quarterbacks, you're probably losing in that league, so it doesn't matter anyways. Darren, as far as quarterbacks you can get this week, there's some intriguing names out there that you might not have thought about right away.
Yeah, I'm digging a little deep this week. I'm going with Matt Barkley and the Chicago Bears. Obviously, first glance, Barkley isn't exactly a fantasy stud, but he's playing one of the worst defenses in NFL history, the San Francisco 49ers. They just got torched by Ryan Tannehill last week, so I think Barkley's worth a look.
As far as running backs go, who are some guys you're looking at that can put up some points as we head into maybe the playoffs?
Yeah, I'm looking at Kenneth Dixon. He actually got out-touched Terrence West last week, so he looks like he's kind of taken that lead role in the Ravens offense. It's pretty run-heavy. They don't have the best matchup against the Dolphins this week, but he's a good guy going into the playoffs that you want to have on your roster.
Well, Darren, I need this win if I'm going to head into the playoffs in one of my leagues. So what's a wide receiver I can look at to put up some big points?
I think you got to look at Taylor Gabriel on the Atlanta Falcons. He's kind of been a game changer over the last few weeks, 4 touchdowns in the last 4 weeks. So he's been a big part of this Falcons offense, 2 touchdowns last week. So I think he's a guy that can kind of break out and get those big plays for you heading into Week 13.
Okay, well, good luck in Week 13, everyone, unless you're playing me.
Zach, another week where the Patriots are not exactly facing the toughest opponent out here at Gillette Stadium, but Bill Belichick did just get done saying that this is a very talented Rams team, and I think that a lot of their talent really is on the defensive side of the ball, but kind of depends on which Rams show up to this game.
That's exactly what I was thinking. This is a very talented Rams defense, especially up front with Aaron Donald, one of the best defensive players in the entire NFL. Robert Quinn is very good. Dominic Easley's having a pretty good season there, of course, the former Patriot. But it is going to depend on which team shows up. We've seen this Rams team hold pretty good offenses like the Seattle Seahawks to 6 points, and we've also seen them give up 49 points to the New Orleans Saints last week. I believe that was the most points any team has given up all season. So definitely both ends of the spectrum here, and I think the Patriots shouldn't have much of a problem winning this game, but I think the tenor of this game, the way this game plays out is going to depend on which Rams defense shows up here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is also a game where the Patriots defense has a chance to show that they can shut down an offense, maybe get some turnovers in this game. They're playing against Jared Goff, a rookie quarterback who's played okay so far, but this Rams offense just isn't filled with very big names. Todd Gurley obviously had a great rookie season. He's been struggling this season. Rams offensive line has been an issue. These aren't exactly the scariest opponents out here. So I think that this is actually a really good opportunity for the Patriots defense to step it up a little bit, get some pressure, get some takeovers, and kind of get the ball rolling heading into the playoffs for when they'll have to face much better teams.
I agree. This Rams offense has been a supreme disappointment, I'd say, this season, especially for as everybody who has Todd Gurley on their fantasy team knows. He's been not even close to what he was as a rookie. Jared Goff, I'd have to say he was a disappointment. After drafting him first overall, you see his development is just so far behind that of Carson Wentz, even Dak Prescott, who was drafted much farther down in the draft. And the Patriots in recent years have been good against rookie quarterbacks. Actually, the last two rookie quarterbacks they've played, Cody Kessler earlier this season, Marcus Mariota last season, they knocked them out of the game with injuries. So be careful out there, Jared Goff.
Yeah, and the Patriots, as we've been saying week after week after week after week, not great at forcing takeaways, but I do recall a game last season where Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions against Utah. I think the Patriots defense can be a little bit better than that 2015 Utah team. So maybe not 5 interceptions, but the Patriots need at least 1 in this game, or else there are serious issues moving forward.
Here with Mike Cole for a look at our lock and upset segment for Week 13. And Mike, who's your lock this week?
Well, for my lock this week, I'm taking the Green Bay Packers. In some spots, they're favored by about a touchdown, 6.5 points. I think they cover that pretty easily. I think they showed a lot in the way they bounced back on Monday night against an Eagles team that was a pretty good matchup for the Packers. The Eagles' offense isn't great, not a lot of skill position, talent, and depth. I think it's the same thing when you look at Houston, and they probably have a worse quarterback in Brock Osweiler. So I think that Packers defense continues to get back on track, and there's few players playing better than Aaron Rodgers is right now. So I like the Packers to keep hope alive for at least one more week.
Well, the Packers do still have a chance to win the NFC North, so you can bet they're not going to take the rest of the season lightly. Who's your upset?
My upset this week, I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're 3.5-point underdogs out on the West Coast against San Diego, two teams that are actually playing better than I think a lot of people have expected this year. But I look at the way the Bucs have played recently. Getting Doug Martin back from injury certainly has helped them. Has helped their offense, and Jameis Winston's playing pretty well. Maybe the best he's played for like a 3-game stretch in his entire career. The way the Tampa Bay defense has been able to produce some turnovers and take the ball away, I think San Diego, we've seen at times, is kind of susceptible to giving it away. So I think that a couple key turnovers kind of puts them in position to win. And I think they actually win that game outright and not only cover.
Well, Mike, Jameis Winston in the past 6 games, 13 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, so not that half bad like you said.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
The name of the game is Show and Tell. This is where I bring in objects each week and use them to give you a few developing thoughts I have in the 2016 NFL season. First object we're bringing in this week, straight out of the old CD player, we got Kenny Rogers. First track on this great classic of a CD is The Gambler. And this goes out to Gary Kubiak, head coach of the Denver Broncos, calling for a 62-yard field goal at the end of overtime against the Chiefs in Week 12. I got no issues with it. Listen, it was a low percentage play. We know that. But you call the punt right there, go for the tie, screw that. Go for the field goal, go for the win. Sat here Week 1, talked about how I like Jack Del Rio of the Raiders rolling the dice. I like the fact that Kubiak went for the win, even though it didn't work out. Second object we're bringing in, it's The Undertaker, and he's coming straight out of Death Valley, rising from the dead, just like Jim Caldwell of the Detroit Lions, the head coach. How many times do we want to bury this guy? How many times do we want this guy fired? Year after year, we talked about how he's a garbage head coach. Well, guess what? He's got his Lions at the top of the NFC North, 7-4. I think they might even win it because you know why? This team's battle-tested. 7 points or fewer has decided all 11 of their games, win or lose. They're battle-tested. I think they might edge out the Packers and the Vikings in that division, which is crazy. I know, it blows my mind as well. Finally, bringing in the old Reese's Pieces, and this goes out to Jerry Reese, general manager of the New York Giants. You want to talk about teams willing to make some noise in the NFC this year? Let's start talking about the Giants. That defense is legit. It's able to close out games. They, like the Lions, are battle-tested. Jerry Reese spent a lot of money in the offseason, bringing in the likes of David Harrison, Olivier Vernon, Janoris Jenkins, brought back Jason Pierre-Paul. A lot of money shelled out, but guess what? It's all working right now, and I'd venture to say it. The Giants, not the Seahawks, not the Falcons, are the second-best team in the NFC behind the Dallas Cowboys.
That does it for this week of the Hurry Up. Thanks for checking us out. And remember, the Patriots game begins at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. We'll be there, so keep it locked on NESN.com for all your Patriots news. And check out any of our podcasts for all of your NFL news. Happy Week 13, everyone.